You're not going to be satisfied in life if you don't learn to take chances and have the courage to do so. I'm going to explain why. I'm Genevieve. This is the Path to Progress podcast episode 2, and I'm going to be talking about taking chances and taking opportunities that are for you to make you happier and more confident in life. Now, I think this is definitely something that a lot of people find really difficult to do, rightfully so. It's really hard to take chances and to put yourself out there in any way, whether that be auditioning for a certain role in a play or a movie, or just putting yourself out there on social media and posting yourself. Either can be really scary depending on the type of person you are. But in today's episode, I'm going to talk about how you can do that and how it can upgrade your life as well. Now, why should you take opportunities? Why not just stay where you're comfortable or stay where you're happy and, satisfied? Because you might be thinking, I'm already happy where I am right now. Why would I want to go out of the box and do something new or try something different or go out of my comfort zone? It can definitely boost your confidence, let me tell you that. If you have the ability to do stuff you're not usually comfortable with, it's going to make you feel better about yourself if you do manage to get the opportunity or do land that role. And I think that's something really important that a lot of people really forget when anyone mentions doing something outside of their comfort zone. And I think that's something you need to keep in mind. Like, if you want to be more confident, this is one of the steps to do so. And it's not something you can avoid. You kind of have to do it. And it's a lot easier said than done, but trust me, you're going to be happier if you just take that step forward. Even if it's the tiniest step forward, it's going to help you reach that goal or become a better person, someone who people see, if that's something that you want. Also, you're going to avoid regret. Regret is something that a lot of people feel if they don't take the opportunity that's given to them, or if they don't, if they decide finally not to audition for that part, or maybe do something that they don't want to do. You don't want to regret not taking that chance. So why not just take the chance and see where it gets you? See where you're going to go with that. It's a lot easier to fail or not have gotten that opportunity than to have regretted not taking it at all. Again, something a lot of people forget, like, you need to put yourself out there sometimes, little by little. You're also going to achieve so much more of your goals this way. If you're able to be more confident to take that little step forward, eventually you're going to make it, and you're going to be able to take the biggest step forward ever. It's going to look like you did it overnight, which I'm sure not a lot of people do because it takes time. It's something that will always take time. That's not going to change. You get to grow because you're not staying somewhere where you feel comfortable. You're not staying somewhere where you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to grow. That's how we grow and how we develop and how we learn. Like, that's just how it is. If we stayed in the same place all the time and didn't go out to new areas, we would not discover these new areas. We would not learn about these new environments. We would not learn about these new people and places and things. It's like, I'm going to give an example. If you wanted, let's say you stayed at home all day because you're comfortable at home, maybe there's no one else bothering you. You're home with your pets and you get the chance to just relax and all that. And you don't go out to places that maybe make you a little bit anxious, like the mall, for example. You don't go out to the mall. You're not going to know what it's like. And if you stay constantly at home where you're comfortable, you're not going to grow. You're not going to explore these places. And you need to grow. Get uncomfortable to grow. Be uncomfortable and be okay with being uncomfortable. You need to be okay with being uncomfortable to grow. That's what I'm trying to say there. And the more you put yourself out there, people will realize that, and more opportunities are going to come your way. Like, people, I'm sure people watch and see you more than you think. That's always going to be the case. Like, there's always going to be someone who, notices these small changes, even if you don't think they do. It might be someone you look up to, like your parents, or maybe some sort of mentor. And then from there, new opportunities are going to come to you because people are going to come to you with these new opportunities. a little bit repetitive, but you know what I'm trying to say. Um, you're gonna have more chances to grow, and obviously more chances to take that small step forward and continue taking that small step forward. It's a process. I know it's a really long process. I would know. I've done it. I've been there. Also, you get to learn to cope with any setbacks that you might see, and this is again something very difficult for people to want to admit. Um, there are always going to be setbacks in one way or another, and that's okay. And sometimes you do have to do the uncomfortable thing to get over that setback or to be able to improve yourself and help yourself. Because at the end of the day, by taking these new opportunities, you are going to help yourself more than you will ever harm yourself. And the benefits really outweigh the risks if you think about it. And it really is about that mindset shift and how you see it and how you see these failures if you don't succeed. How do you see these failures? Just think about how you see it. Do you see it as do you do you go through failure and think, hey, how can I grow from this? How can I learn from this so the next time, because there is going to be a next time, I can grow and do better? Or do you see it the other way and you think, oh, hey, I failed. I'm never going to do that again. I'm never putting myself out there again. I'm shutting myself out from everyone. There's a very dramatic shift in both of those mindsets, and you have to really shift towards one where it's like, how can I learn? How can I improve? How can I grow from this experience? Rather than see it in a very negative light. That is not going to help you at all. And start off small if that's where you're comfortable. Start off small. You don't have to push yourself to go above and beyond and push yourself to like do something really big that you may not want to do. Start off very small. Like if you have social anxiety and you know, you want to become more social, maybe you start with texting people more often, because you don't have to see them in person. Texting can be a lot easier for some people. And then you can build your way up to maybe asking someone to hang out or just talking to people at like social events, which is something that can really help you too. And now, like how I mentioned before, how can you learn to take these opportunities? How can you learn to push yourself and get into these uncomfortable situations to make yourself better? Mindset. Mindset. Like how two examples of the mindsets I gave earlier. You have to see every opportunity, whether it's good or bad, as a chance to grow and learn from. It's difficult to get there, but the sooner you get there, the happier you are going to be. Because if you start to see everything in such a negative light, it's going to harm you so much because you're going to see everything as bad. You're going to see everything as terrible. You're going to see life as terrible when life is really not bad. Life is what you make of it. That's what you have to keep in mind. It's what you make of it. If you're going to constantly groan and complain about people not wanting to come up to talk to you, what are you doing? You're doing something for people not to want to come up and talk to you. Like, it might not be on purpose, it might be subconsciously, but you're doing something to like lure people away instead of lure people towards you. And obviously, I'm not saying everything is your fault. I'm not saying that you're always going to be the one to blame, but you do have to take that step forward and take that step in the right direction instead of going backwards and complaining about everything. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to be really self-aware. Think about what you're good at and how you can improve. And also think about what areas you need to improve in that you can really push yourself towards, or maybe make a goal and then build yourself to work towards achieving that goal. Oh my god, I cannot talk. Obviously, no matter how big or small, a goal is a goal, and if you achieve it, that's amazing for you. And you have to keep in mind another really important thing is to surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you to take chances. Of course, do not surround yourself with people who are going to negatively encourage you, and surround yourself with people who are going to cheer you on if you decide to do something that is a little bit outside of your comfort zone or is a lot outside of your comfort zone. Because those are the people who are really going to help you and who you want to stick around. Trust me. You have to celebrate your successes, whether it's big or small. Like I keep saying, a win is a win. A win is a win. And you have to learn to see it that way. Because even if it might be small to someone else, it might not be small to you. So be happy for yourself. Be like, oh my God, I did that. I'm happy for myself. So I'm going to go celebrate. I'm going to be happy for myself, even if no one else is happy for me. That's just the way it has to be sometimes, and you have to keep that in mind. Obviously, set goals. Goals are very important. So you have something that you're working towards. So you have something that you want to achieve. Because without a goal, what's your purpose? What are you trying to do? Like, there's always going to be a goal behind something that you do. Whether it's like practicing a sport, you want to get better at it. Obviously, that's your goal. You want to be maybe one of the best players on the field. That's your goal. It really just depends. Anyway, what I was saying before my phone decided to run out of storage was that there really is no reason. Maybe this isn't where I left off. It doesn't matter. There really is no reason to not take those chances. There is not any reason, and the only thing that will ever really be stopping you is yourself and your mindset and how you think about things and how you see things. Which no one is ever going to see things the same way. No two people. Well, perhaps two people could see things the same situation the same way, but they're still going to have their own opinions and how they go about stuff and how they see things, and that's just the truth of it. Like that's just the way things are going to be. But just life is going to sound so cliche, but life is really too short to not do those things, to not be happy, life is too short to constantly be worrying about what other people are going to think of you if you decide to take these chances. Because at the end of the day, you're the one taking these chances, not them. So worry about yourself, worry about your own success, and you're going to be so much happier. And if you can visualize your success and if you can think about the positive outcomes rather than only the negative outcomes, you're also going to be a lot happier in life. And that's just the gist of it. That's what you really need to know about taking chances and about putting yourself out there. It's honestly all about you and your mindset and who you want to become and what you're going to do to become that person. So that's all there is to it. That's going to be the end of this episode. If you enjoyed, subscribe, like, comment, do anything. Follow me on Instagram, Path to Progress Jenny, I believe. That's where I'm going to be at. That's where I post updates and all that stuff. So if you like this, please subscribe and all that. I hope this helped. And that's all for today. Bye bye.